and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sylvia and I'm a virtual assistant and VA coach from Portugal. And in today's video, I'll be talking to you about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is super important as a freelancer and as a virtual assistant specifically because, as a VA, you probably have noticed this, but you are tempted to help your clients no matter what. So you may feel tempted to help your clients with anything and everything, and you also may be tempted to be flexible with your time and to help them at any time of the day. Now, while this is great, and it's great that you want to help your clients, and it's great that you are so passionate about what you do, trust me, I've been there. I'm like that too. I'm such a people pleaser, but you definitely want to protect yourself as well. You don't want to give everything you got and then lead to burnout in a couple of months. So the best thing is really to start out a client relationship with set boundaries. Now, if you already have some clients and you didn't set boundaries up front, definitely I encourage you to have that talk as soon as possible because you don't want to leave it until it's too late to have that talk. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm going to be sharing with you in this video a story with a client that ended up getting a bit out of hand. Now, I did talk to them and we got to a point where we have boundaries again. But definitely don't let it get out of hand because it will get so much harder to correct your mistakes after a while. And remember that this is your business. This is your business, your rules. So definitely don't be afraid to say no to a client. Don't be afraid to turn down a client if they want you to be available around the clock 24/7. Yeah, if you feel like giving a client boundaries will make them turn away and choose another person, let them go. Definitely, I know as a beginner especially, it's hard to let a client go, but trust me, down the line you won't want to have that client and it will give you so many headaches and it won't be worth it. And if a client turns you down because you can't be available around the clock, I hope they won't find anyone that's going to be available around the clock. The truth is there's always someone who's going to want to do everything for their clients. But the least people that are willing to do everything and anything for the clients, I hope that the least clients will be that want everything under the sun. And also, sorry I'm getting a bit out of hand, but I found that the clients that are more demanding and they want you to do everything and want you to work all the time, they are the ones willing to pay less for some reason. So definitely stay away from them. Do yourself a favor. So yeah, in my case, I had this client, and I'm not gonna name any names because in the end, the fault was mine and I was the one that should have stuck my ground and not do anything that wasn't in the contract. But yeah, I had this client, and at the beginning, we had agreed on working anywhere between 4 and 7 p.m. I think. And that seemed awesome. It was perfect for my schedule at the time. So I definitely took it, I didn't think twice. And it was all going pretty well. Between those hours, I would only need to work maximum 1 hour a day. And it would fall between those times. But sometimes they would message me at 8, 9, 10 p.m. And I'm someone that feels instantly drawn to respond. I want to respond on the spot. And then I get stressed out if I don't respond on the spot. Or I get stressed out if I leave it for tomorrow, which I should do. So now I don't even allow message to get in my phone after 8 p.m. But yeah, I would answer their messages at 8, 9, 10 p.m. and sometimes I would even do the work at that time. And of course, they got used to that. They got used to the good life, having a VA around the clock, respond almost instantly to your message and do the work almost instantly. That's a luxury, and I don't know anyone who wouldn't want that. So in the end, it was my fault that I got them used to the wrong thing. But yeah, down the line, they ended up expecting an answer at those times and feeling weird if they didn't get an answer. So it's okay, you answer me every day at 10 p.m. So what's wrong now? What? Why the hell aren't you responding? Which again is understandable, but it was because it was my fault. Like, I stretched it out 1 hour, and then I stretched it out 2 hours, and then it got out of hand, basically. And now, of course, I'm sharing this with you so you can learn from my mistakes. So what I should have done in that case would be, the first time, either I wouldn't respond to their message. So if they message me, if I need to work from 4 to 7 and they message me at 8, so what I should have done when they messaged me at 8 p.m. would be to either wait until 4 p.m. the next day, or even 1 p.m. would be fine. It would be better than responding at 8 p.m. But either I would have waited until the next day to message them back and do the work, or I could have just sent them a quick message letting them know, oh, I'll get to that at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Or either that, or I could have let them know, I could have sent them a quick message saying, well, this is outside our working hours, so I can get back to you and do that task or anything like that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Or if it was something urgent, I could do it at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., something like that. And that way I wouldn't keep training them to expect things done after hours, and I would have kept training them to keep up with those times that they actually were the ones defining those times. So I needed to be reminding them of that when they broke the boundaries. So basically what I do now, and this was inspired by Latasha James, I saw it, I think, on one of her social media manager courses. I now have a website page on my website that I just send to my clients. So it's not a public page, it's one that I just send to my clients when I'm onboarding them. And so that page clearly states my working hours, my preferred ways of communication, and anything like when I'm going on vacation, what they should do, and stuff like that. But the most important is to determine your working hours and the ways that they can message you, both inside your working hours and outside if it's an emergency or something like that. And also, don't let everything be an emergency. So if they message you outside your working hours and it's something that doesn't seem like an emergency or is not an emergency at all, feel free to let them know. Don't let them push you over your limits. Let them know this is not an emergency, this can be dealt in the morning, and I'll get to that at X, Y, and Z time. Or if you don't have a website, definitely compile this in a PDF and send that to every client that you're onboarding. And this may seem like extra work, this may seem like something you can just copy and paste in an email, but definitely either having a designed website page or a designed PDF, it looks more important, it looks more professional, and I'm sure they will give it so much more attention than if you would have just sent them an email saying, oh, I work 9 to 5 and I prefer for you to contact me on Slack or email or Instagram. Please don't use Instagram DMs for business, like for your existing clients. I don't think that's the best idea, but you get the drill. So yeah, after you have your website page or your PDF or whatever you find suitable, definitely stick to those rules. Don't be afraid to tell a client no or to remind themselves of your rules. Either message them back with the PDF attached or send them the link again or anything like that. Remind them of the rules. Remind them that if it's not an emergency, it can wait until the morning or it can wait until your next available slot. And yeah, don't be afraid to say no to your clients. They'll understand, and if they don't, they're not a good client and you should let them go. And also, don't be afraid to say yes. If you feel like this is something that you want to do now, if you don't want to leave it till tomorrow and you have an extra amount of time this afternoon or evening, I would just make sure that your client understands that this is an exception to the rule and this won't be a recurring thing. And make sure you don't do it 2 days in a row or 2 weeks in a row. Don't do it too often as to getting them used to the wrong thing. But yeah, hopefully you've learned something from this and you don't make the same mistakes as I did. If you have any questions about setting boundaries with clients or dealing with clients in general, definitely leave them in the comments below or shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is also always linked in the description, so you can shoot me a DM there. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. I post every Friday, so I'll talk to you next week. Bye! I just realized that I recorded the full video without my glasses on and I may look weird, so Don't mind me. And there was something else that I wanted to add. This is what happens when you don't have a script.